My fiancé's sister hates me for being his second wife and spreads false rumors. Can I mend family ties and create harmony? Despite her actions? Hello, I'm 26 years old. My fiancé, Kyle, who is 34, and I are preparing for our upcoming wedding and are excitedly expecting our first child. We have been in a relationship for 7 months and the pregnancy was an unexpected surprise for us both. From the beginning of our relationship, we have faced challenges with Kyle's sister Bella, who is 36 years old. Kyle and I were introduced by his younger brother Victor, who is 27, during the time Kyle was going through a divorce. He had been separated from his wife for over a year, and I had just ended a long-term relationship. We started talking and eventually became friends with benefits, as neither of us was looking for a serious relationship immediately. At that time Kyle had begun treating his depression, and I had recently changed my medication for anxiety. Several months later, Kyle's divorce was finalized. 2 months after that, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I accepted. About a month into our relationship, Kyle organized a family dinner since I already knew his brother and mother. It was at this dinner that I met Bella. Unfortunately, Bella started harassing me in various ways, criticizing my accent, clothes and hair, trying to make me look foolish in a passive-aggressive manner. Despite Kyle, his brother, and his mother's efforts to defend me, Bella became offended and left the dinner early. Since then, Kyle and I have maintained minimal contact with Bella. She remains best friends with Kyle's ex-wife and, being the control freak that she is, believes Kyle should not have divorced his ex. To me, this was incredibly bizarre. For months, she claimed that I was Kyle's affair partner and the reason for his divorce. She spread this false information to everyone in our social circle, and it eventually reached us, which was utterly ridiculous. Kyle ended his marriage due to personal issues, with no infidelity involved. We did not even know each other when he began the divorce process, and I was still with my ex at the time. Despite our denials, this rumor persisted for about 4 months. She even spread the rumor to their extended family, and it eventually reached my grandparents. The situation became so complicated that Kyle's mother, a woman of impeccable reputation, had to refute the lies her daughter had created. Following this, we decided to cut Bella off completely, avoiding any places where she might be. Despite this, she continues to spread lies about me, claiming that I cheated on my ex, he actually cheated on me, that I told Kyle to cut off his ex completely, I never commented on his relationship with his ex, and that I wanted to be with Victor. His long-term girlfriend is my best friend. She calls me promiscuous and accuses me of being after Kyle's family money. We are in similar financial situations. The worst thing she said about me was that if even my mother abandoned me, no man would not abandon me. My mother has schizophrenia and borderline personality disorder. My father divorced her after she stopped treatment and tried to kill me, and yes, she abandoned me after that. I am pregnant, and we recently discovered the news. Although I am not yet 12 weeks along, Kyle shared the news with his brother and best friend. Unfortunately, his best friend told his wife, who then informed Bella. Bella, who often hosts events, made sure her friends told Kyle's ex-wife about my pregnancy. Kyle did not want children before, and now Bella and Kyle's ex are spreading rumors that I am just a rebound and that my relationship with Kyle will not last. They claim that once Kyle's ex finds someone new, Kyle will return to her. This has made me fear that their claims might be true. I am at my wit's end and completely exhausted. Despite Kyle and I having minimal contact with his family, Bella's harassment does not stop. She wants me gone and for Kyle to leave me. All I truly want is for my baby to grow up in a healthy environment. I do not want a broken home like the one I had, but this petty woman will not even give me a chance. I am not a home-wrecking monster. I simply fell in love with someone who loves me back. So, how do I deal with this? What should I do? I don't want to cause more trouble. I don't want to be what she says I am. Relevant comments. First of all, it is way past time to hire an attorney to send Bella a cease and desist letter. You have a case for slander, so get the law involved. OP. I feel like I would be breaking the family if I did that. Secondly, you should get some therapy because that feeling is not sensible given the circumstances. It indicates that you have some things to work through on your side. You are completely a victim in this situation, and the only person breaking the family is the one viciously attacking you and spreading horrible lies about you. You need to start learning how to stand up for yourself, or people will continue to walk all over you. Speak to a professional so that you can seek justice for yourself, and not just continue to allow yourself to be abused. OP. I know. I am a people pleaser, and I always want to see others well, even if it costs me a lot. But this has been hurting me and my husband. I am going back to therapy. I stopped going a few months ago, but I do not think I am well at the moment. June 14, 2024, one day later. I am 26 years old and engaged, with a fairly recent relationship, and we are expecting a baby, 9 weeks along. Due to the pregnancy, I had to switch my medication for generalized anxiety disorder on my doctor's advice. My crazy sister-in-law has been making my life miserable. Following a rumor spread by her, everyone is calling me a rebound, and I am starting to believe it myself. I have never been the other woman, but I met my future husband in person during his divorce, and we got involved. Despite this, it feels like I destroyed his 12-year marriage, like I am some homewrecker who ruined everything. His ex-wife is beautiful, elegant, has everything figured out, and she is one of the best in her field. How can I not feel insecure? I do not know how I did not feel insecure before. He has a career, is financially stable, and has everything sorted out, while I am a mess. I want to be a pediatrician, but I do not know how to achieve that now that I am pregnant. I do not know if I should drop out of medical school, as I do not have everything together. I would never marry someone like me, let alone start a family. Why would anyone have a child with me? My mother has borderline personality disorder and schizophrenia. She almost killed me when I was 4, then ran off and never talked to me again. What if I turn out like her? I am scared every day of getting postpartum depression and not being able to love or care for my baby, afraid that I might try to hurt him. Sometimes I think it would be better to give my baby to my fiancé, and maybe he could raise him with his ex-wife. They would be the perfect family, and I could disappear like my mother did. Then I hate myself for thinking that because I love my fiancé and my baby. I hate myself because I cannot tell my fiancé this. I'm scared of being a rebound and him realizing I am just that, and that he does not want me anymore, not me or the baby. Or worse, he will take my baby and go back to his ex-wife. I never felt like this before. I have always been anxious, but never this insecure. I do not know what is happening to me. Relevant comments. OP on why her fiancé got a divorce. It's kinda complicated because it's basically about my fiancé's mental health. He told me he married her because it was the right thing to do, not because he loved her. They'd known each other forever and ended up getting married really young. It took him a long time to realize this because he was dealing with depression and thought that lack of feeling was just part of being depressed. During his treatment he figured out he didn't love his ex, that he was just going through the motions to meet his dad's expectations. He had a really abusive relationship with his dad. He thought it was only fair to both him and his ex to ask for a divorce. OP on the timeline of her relationship with her fiancé. We've been officially together for 8 months, and a year in total. We talked about marriage when we started living together, but it was a plan for a year from then. I found out about the pregnancy while doing some tests, and then he proposed because it was already in our plans, but the pregnancy just wasn't. He was married for 12 years, but I think he was with his ex for like 16 years. July 16, 2024, a month since previous post. My sister-in-law sent me a peace offering, but it has caused arguments in my relationship. How can I manage this type of family conflict? Hello everyone, I posted here some time ago, and your advice helped me rethink past situations. Now I need guidance on my current dilemma. I have a terrible relationship with my sister-in-law. She is best friends with my fiancé's ex and despises me for ruining her best friend's life. There was never any cheating or flirting while my fiancé was with his ex. The situation escalated to the point where I had to contact a lawyer to stop her harassment and verbal abuse. After the cease and desist letter, she was quiet for a while. Last weekend she sent me a box with gifts like drinks, food and some makeup, plus an invitation to be one of her bridesmaids. She wrote a long letter asking if I would accept this honor as an apology for everything she did. The problem is, I'm actually considering accepting to see if we can at least coexist without pointless fights. On Saturday night, I showed the invite to my fiancé and said I was thinking about it, and it led to a huge argument. My fiancé holds a big grudge against his sister and really doesn't want to talk to her ever again. But I want our baby to grow up in a big happy family, even if it means making some sacrifices. He said he wasn't invited to be a groomsman and thinks it's just an excuse for sister-in-law to call me a bitch. Kyle ended up saying he's tired of my naivety because it always ends up hurting us since I assume the best of people. I went to my stepmom's after the fight and didn't know what to do. I came back home Sunday night after getting advice from my dad and stepmom. I tried to ignore it and move on, but just the fact that she sent something caused a huge fight between my fiancé and me. I want to resolve this in the best way possible. I'm starting my second trimester and everything feels more difficult and exhausting. Kyle and I have been exhausted lately, and my pregnancy has not been easy. We are working extra hours, dealing with the stress of impending parenthood and marriage. I do not want our different approaches to handling these issues to create problems between us. I truly want to establish a space where our baby can visit their grandmother peacefully, even if my sister-in-law is present. However, my fiancé is prepared to cut off contact with his mother if necessary. How can I navigate this situation? Edit. Some people here have been calling me toxic and suggesting my fiancé should leave me. I know I made mistakes, but I love him with all my heart. I am going to apologize as soon as he gets home. We have never fought like this before, and I did not realize I had done something so wrong. I never intended to hurt him or prioritize anyone over him. I just thought I could make things work, because I never had a typical family, and I feel like I ruined what he had with his family by being with him. Sorry to everyone who's disgusted by me. If he wants to break up, I'll leave without complaining. I feel a tightness in my chest and sick to my stomach thinking I hurt someone I love. Relevant comments. More information on the family from OP. We always have dinner with his younger brother and his girlfriend because I have been friends with them for a long time. However, his mother refuses to come unless my sister-in-law is invited, so she never shows up. She visited me once to check on me and the baby, but he seems sad when he talks about it because they had this tradition for years. He never said I am the problem, but it feels like everything changed when I came along. It feels as though if it were any other woman with him, it would not be this way. Firstly, you absolutely should not accept. If you reach the point where you had to issue a cease and desist order against this person, you need to remain no contact. People like this do not change. This is definitely a trap, and you would be foolish to fall for it. Moreover, people need to understand that asking OP to be her bridesmaid was a violation of a cease and desist order. Stop telling her to respond. She absolutely should not respond. Secondly, you need to let go of your dreams of a big happy family. You should honor your husband's wishes, and follow his lead when it comes to his sister. Trying to build a relationship with her will only lead to problems between you and your husband. She is toxic and cannot be trusted. Move on. Additionally, sometimes family consists of the people who are always there for us, rather than those connected by blood. OP's comments after reading others' replies. Reading the comments made me realize how blind I have been about everything. My sister-in-law's apology was everything I wanted, hoping it would get me accepted into the family and make everything better. I never wanted to disrespect my fiancé or his boundaries with his family. He misses the family gatherings on weekends with his mom, brother, sister, and in-laws, and I feel like I have ruined everything and just wanted to fix things. I love him so much and just want a good pregnancy experience. Yes, I am anxious, had to adjust my medication for the pregnancy, and that plus hormones has made everything feel strange. I'm going to talk to my fiancé and probably my lawyer about the apology letter to see if anything can be done. I do not want to deal with any more harassment. I went to my parents' place because a lot of hurtful things were said, and I needed some space, and so did he. Update, July 19, 2024. 3 days later. My insane sister-in-law sent me a peace offer that it's causing arguments in my relationship. How to deal with this type of conflict in the family. Hello everyone. I have some great news. I am going to be a mother to a baby boy. I like the names Lestat and Beau, and my fiancé likes Theodore and Gustav. I have to admit, I am really loving the name Theodore as well. I want to thank you all and clarify a few things. Thanks for the advice. Some of it hurt when I first posted, but all of it was helpful in some way. First off, I'm not a spoiled and childish girl forcing my will on my fiancé. His sister has always had problems with me, not with him. So I thought it was something I had to handle. But as you all said, she's his sister and they need to deal with it or not. And yes, I'm an extremely anxious person who's been in therapy for years. I suffered abuse from my mother. My only family growing up was my dad. When my dad finally returned to his hometown, and we could have a family beyond the two of us, I was SA'd by someone trusted by that family. I've been working on this for a long time, but many may not understand how much this has impacted my pregnancy and choices lately. It feels like the problem is me, that I don't deserve love and family, and I'm so scared my son will have a similar experience that I can't stop thinking about it. But as many of you said, my family now is me, my baby, and my husband. I also have my dad, stepmom, grandparents, little brother, brother-in-law Victor, and friends by my side. So, the real update. The night I posted I talked to my husband. He came home late from a shift and then went out drinking with Victor. I apologize for meddling in his relationship with his sister, for thinking I knew her better than he did, and for causing unnecessary conflict. I also apologized for putting the fantasy of a big happy family above his feelings. I was shocked by his reaction because he cried, and he's usually very stoic. He apologized for saying he was tired of me and said it wasn't true at all, but it's hard to see the person you love most putting themselves in a position that hurts them just to please someone extremely narcissistic. We apologized and spent the rest of the night talking. I asked if he needed a break from me because many of you said he should leave me, and he said that never crossed his mind, which was a huge relief. I had already imagined packing up to go to my parents' house. We decided to politely decline the invitation, but my fiancé took a day off to handle the situation with his family. I didn't go because it's too stressful, and I'm still in the early stages of pregnancy with 5-6 months to go. So, what came out of the family discussion? It turns out my mother-in-law was behind the invitation. She told my fiancé that she would not attend the wedding or pay for it if the whole family was not invited and that my sister-in-law should face the consequences of her actions. While my sister-in-law could afford the wedding herself, it would be a significant hit to her savings, because it is going to be extremely expensive. Moreover, having their mother not attend would be problematic since my sister-in-law is a vice president at her parents' company, and many important clients will be at the wedding. She needs to maintain appearances. Therefore, my sister-in-law thought that inviting me as a bridesmaid and writing a heartfelt note would soften me up. To add to this, my fiancé's ex would be her maid of honor, and my fiancé was not asked to be a groomsman because the ex did not want to see him with me. He would have been invited as a regular guest. As a result, my mother-in-law is no longer paying for the wedding, but she will attend. My fiancé, Victor, and his fiancée and I will not go to the wedding. Now I am receiving messages from unknown numbers calling me petty, because my sister-in-law was going to honor me at her wedding, and I ruined her dream wedding. It is amusing because this is a 36-year-old woman fighting with me, because she wanted my fiancé to marry her best friend. She cannot get over a divorce that is not even hers, so good luck to her fiancé. I have realized she will never directly attack her brother because of their mother, so she targets me to get to him. Other issues have arisen, and we are planning to distance ourselves further from her, especially with the baby on the way. My brother-in-law mentioned that she has fertility issues and had a mental breakdown when she found out we were expecting. He said my sister-in-law seems to be jealous that we got pregnant so soon into our relationship. She had dreams of giving the first grandchild to the family since she is the oldest. Who knew a surprise baby could cause so much chaos? Thanks to everyone for listening and sharing your experiences. See you. Okay, no baby called Lestat, you won. I sent a message to Kyle about giving up on the name. He is the happiest man right now. Relevant comments. One person suggested not naming OP's child Lestat. Another advised definitely avoiding the name Lestat, calling it a tragedy, not a tragedy. Someone shared that they have a son named Theodore, whom they call Theo. They added that if you care about a random internet stranger's opinion, that is their vote. They also appreciated that you and your partner had an adult discussion, noting that many problems brought to Reddit can be solved through actual conversations. When discussions fail, then more permanent solutions need to be considered. Another recommended responding to any messages from unknown numbers with, "LOL, I know. It's so awesome," guaranteeing to annoy whoever is sending them. They also advised against choosing strange Dracula names. One commenter expressed gladness that you resolved this issue for now and recommended Theodore, though they admitted bias since their 3-year-old son is named Theo. They also pointed out your sister-in-law's mockery of your accent and asked if you are from a different race or ethnicity. If so, they speculated that she might be racist as well as crazy. OP. I guess so. English is not my first language, and I love my native language and am proud to speak with an accent. But she is weird. I am white, so she always made fun of my accent and stereotypes about my country. With my brother-in-law's fiancé, it was even weirder because she is Chinese and adopted. Once my sister-in-law said something like, "Oh my God, your people always put kids up for adoption. It is always subtle xenophobia." Another commenter urged you not to name your child Lestat, mentioning that even Buffy the Vampire Slayer thinks that name is lame. They also pointed out that the idea of a big happy family is a lie created by naive people. Even with a large happy family, you will encounter conflict. How you respond to that conflict is what keeps families together. They compared your sister-in-law to someone carrying a purse full of grenades with the pins pulled out. They said that the wedding invitation might as well have had a lit cartoon fuse attached and that the only way to win is not to engage. As for the his sister, his problem responses you received, they noted that the relationship advice subreddit overlaps a lot with the Just Know network. They bring their baggage here, including a strange relational order where each partner deals exclusively with their own family. That is not how life works. Life is not a math class word problem. They wish that the Just Know network would keep their strategies in their own subreddit. Gray rock is helpful, but grow a shiny spine is not. In my opinion, Bella invited OP to be a bridesmaid not out of genuine affection or reconciliation, but for strategic reasons. Firstly, Bella holds a significant position as a vice president at her parents' company, and maintaining a good image during the wedding, which will host many important clients, is crucial. By inviting OP, Bella can appear more magnanimous and harmonious, which reflects well on her professionally. Secondly, Bella's mother stated that she would not attend the wedding unless the entire family was invited, and that Bella needed to face the consequences of her actions. To ensure her mother's presence and support, Bella had to extend an olive branch to OP. Lastly, Bella likely wanted to appease her mother, who might have influence over the financial support for the wedding. Inviting OP could be seen as a gesture to gain favor and ensure the wedding proceeds smoothly. Overall, Bella's invitation seems more like a tactical move to maintain appearances and secure familial and financial support rather than a genuine attempt to reconcile with OP. What about you? Please comment below to let me know your thoughts on this issue, or other more interesting issues in the story above. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.